Is Pete Diddy a federal asset? Now, guys, the reason why I'm asking this question is because obviously a lot of people are talking about it. They're raising the question that how could a guy like this run rampant wild with all of the nonsense that he was doing for years and it went unchecked? So a lot of people are stating that he could have been an asset. That's why he was allowed to do what he did for so long. But at some point in time, his asset ship, if that's even a word, ran dry and the FBI or CIA didn't need him anymore. Now, clearly, what they needed him for had to do something with the drug trade. That's the only thing I could think of. Or sex trafficking, but I think the CIA and the FBI want nothing to do with the sex trafficking because they can absolutely blow that case open, wide open, shut everything down, but they don't. They continue to act like it's a big problem and then they don't know what to do with it and then they can't do anything about it. That's how the FBI is playing that game and everybody else is playing the game like, oh, it's so big, we can't do anything about it. So why would Puffy be a federal asset? That's the bigger question, and no one really knows whether he is or whether he got burnt, and that's why they're dumping him. That's why they're dumping all of this stuff on him now. But why are they taking so long to get to that list of people that he invited to his party and that he has videos on? Rumor is, again, another rumor is that he has thousands, not hundreds, but thousands of videos on celebrities, politicians, and just rich, powerful people. And people are trying to figure out why and what's taking so long. Now, clearly, this is another Epstein situation going down. So either Puffy's going to disappear, he's going to miraculously be in a compromising position and never wake up again, if you know what I mean, or they're going through this list and deleting who they can and leaving the sacrificial lambs on that list so that when the list comes out, these are the people's lives that are ruined. But to do that, that means you have to silence them at the same breath. So there's a lot going on with this list, and the federal asset thing that people keep talking about, it seemingly makes a little bit of sense, being that all of the illegal shit he's done in the past and how was he able to do it for so long unchecked means that they gave him a free ride as long as he was able to provide them whatever information that's out there. Now, one part of me wants this thing to blow open wide so we could see who's involved in this whole sex trafficking drug game that P. Diddy is surrounded in. But another side of me is like, I'm sort of done with it because we're we're never going to see that list. We're never going to get the people who were involved in this nonsense. It would be great if somebody in the agency, FBI that is, took this information and leaked it onto the internet. Took all of it. Every last bit of it. Everybody who is wrapped up in this and leaked it. Now, they are not one side of me, that there's a multiple sides of me, by the way. Another part of me is thinking that they're going to wait till after the election because there are people on this list and there are videos of people who are directly related to the Democratic Party, and it's probably why they're not releasing anything. They're being radio silent for both parties. Because there's definitely Republicans in there and Democrats and just rich assholes and famous people. And they don't want anybody being connected back to pretty much the Democratic parties while they're sitting on this. Kamala Harris's name came up as being one of the people who went to his parties a couple of times and hung out with him, especially back in her heydays when she was a little off the grid and people didn't know who she really was. She's said to be at these parties, and there's probably videos and pictures of her that I'm waiting to surface, but right now they're clamping down on that using AI. For anybody who uploads those images gets deleted immediately. Google has the capability of using their AI to delete any pictures that resemble Kamala Harris and or are Kamala Harris to be deleted. I mean, hell, they got caught with the whole posting this shitty picture of her, which wound up being, the original picture wound up being a white girl, and the picture that they modified keeps getting flagged as an AI picture or AI post. So obviously there was some modifications done. And Google, Bing, Microsoft Bing, they all have the capability of doing it. So maybe that's what's saving her ass, but she's definitely connected to this in some way. and they're probably going to wait till after the election to release a lot of this information. Now, if she wins, we'll never see this information. If she doesn't win, we might. A small, tiny, minute chance that we might see this actual list. And I can guarantee you, most of the people on the list are Democrats. Like I said, there probably are some Republicans in there somewhere, but if the majority of them are Democrat and the majority of these people were shaking their ass and their dicks on stage to get Negroes to vote for Kamala Harris, they don't want any of those people to be associated with Pete Diddy and connected to Kamala Harris, which would definitely tank her votes. If the Trump campaign or administration is smart, they would go after this information, hack this information, leak it to the internet, so that this can definitely damage Kamala Harris and the Obamas thing that they got going on with Kamala Harris. Because the Obamas are, or at least Obama is tied to Pete Diddy as well. Now, a lot of you are saying, why are you talking about this so much and focus on it? Because we all want sex trafficking to end. We all want to know who the heavy hitters are. Pete Diddy and Epstein are the gateway or the gatekeepers to that world. We crack them, we crack into that world, we can get people and make them pay for what they're doing to millions of kids around the world. That's why we need to focus on it, because that is the segue into that world that can shut that shit down. At the very least, damage it enough so that people don't start moving people around and thinking that they're going to get away with this shit easily like they are now. Because as it is, they're definitely being protected by someone. There's no way, guys, again, that New York City firefighter knows who some of these people are in this game, and the FBI and the CIA don't. That's bullshit. I'm not buying it for a second. Anyway, guys, the Pete Diddy thing needs to be uncovered. It needs to be unraveled, and we need to see who's behind this whole nonsense. We're probably never going to see it, so it is wishful thinking. Anyway, guys, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel.